Hey guys, welcome back. So today in this video we're gonna talk about support and resistance versus supply and demand. In the beginning, what most beginners do is they confuse these two things, but these are two separate things. The support and resistance and supply and demand are two separate things, and it's very important for you to understand as a trader the difference between these two so that you can make your technical analysis more strong and take good trades. And with the confusion, you might take wrong trades which might go against you. So what in this video we're gonna go over defining and explaining how support and resistance zones work and how supply and demand zones work. And after that, we're gonna go over some examples of supply and demand and support and resistance zones so that you can understand both of them better and learn to differentiate between them in order to pick good trades. So let's get started. So here we have a resistance zone drawn, and what is happening here, the price is coming down and then going up and touching this resistance zone and then bouncing back, and again it's touching this resistance zone and bouncing back. So you can see that like whenever a price touches a resistance zone, it bounces back. At this point it's making a pin bar and it's bouncing back, and at this point it's making an engulfing candle, that's bearish engulfing candle, and then again bouncing back. And same happens at the support zone, that the price touches the support zone and then bounces back, and like it goes down, touches the support zone and then bounces back. So you can see at support and resistance zones the price bounces back. So whenever the price is bouncing back between those two zones, those are basically your resistance or support zone. Okay, and now let's try to understand what is supply zone and what is demand zone. So in supply zone, what happens is the price rises up to that region and in order to fulfill the pending orders and then continues its trend. So as you can see here, the price was going down and it went up in order to pick the orders that were here, the pending orders placed by big institutions and hedge funds and other big investors, and then it continued its downtrend. So that's the main difference really. At support and resistance zone, the price bounces back after touching that zone, but at supply or demand zone, the price either goes up or goes down to fulfill the pending orders placed at that area or at that zone. And this is basically a supply zone here, and this is a rally base drop supply zone. Okay, in a similar way, if we look at a demand zone, the price would go down in order to fulfill the pending orders at a demand zone and then would surge up. And at supply zone, what happens is there's enough supply that the price starts going down and there's not enough demand. Okay, and once that supply gets exhausted and there's no more supply and more demand is coming in, the price will start rising. So the orders at the demand zone will start getting fulfilled, and the price again will start to rise because there will be more demand than supply. So now let's go over the examples of resistance and support zone, and so that I can show you how the price bounces back after touching the resistance zone or the support zone. So let me just zoom in a little bit in order to enhance that. And here you can see this is basically a resistance zone because the price is touching this zone and bouncing back. Again, it's touching this zone at this time and then bouncing back again. So in a support or resistance zone, the price continues to bounce back until it actually breaks that zone or goes over that zone. Okay, and same thing is happening here. It touches and bounces back. It touches here again and bounces back. Okay, and you can see here again it touches the resistance zone and bounced back, but here it broke through the resistance zone. And in a similar way, we can see here at the support zone, the price came down and touched the support zone and then bounced back. Okay, here it's coming down and then it's bouncing again, and here as well it comes down and then bounces back. But here what happened is it broke through and went through the support zone. Okay, so that's the main difference between support and resistance zone. And now let's compare it to supply and demand zone. So here we have a supply zone that is basically a rally, base, and drop. Okay, so that's the basically a rally, base, drop supply zone. And what is happening here is the orders are getting fulfilled here, and then the price is continuing its trend. Okay, it's going down. It's not like the price will bounce back from this region, but this is only a supply zone. Okay, and this zone and this one is basically a rally, base, drop supply zone. Okay, and here again we can see another zone here that's basically a rally, base, and drop. And you can again see that that after the supply zone there was enough supply that price started going down because there was not enough demand. Okay, now let me show you another example of demand zone so that you can see how demand zones work. Here you can see a rally, base, rally, demand zone, and you can see after the demand zone the price started going up. Okay, and because there was not enough supply and there was more demand, so the price started going up, and here that demand got exhausted or got met with enough supply and surplus supply, that the price started going down. And this is basically again a supply zone, which is basically rally, base, and drop supply zone. Okay, so I hope you understand the difference between the supply and demand zone and support and resistance zone. So again, if I have to conclude all this in one line, my answer would be at support or resistance zone the price bounces back after touching that zone, but at a supply or demand zone the price reaches that zone in order to fulfill the pending orders that are placed by big institutions or banks, and then continues its trend. Okay, but at the resistance or support zone it bounces back after touching that zone, or it breaks through that zone at some level as well. Okay, so I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below and I would love to answer them. And you can also visit our website www.forexb.co in order to learn more about price action. See you guys in the next video. Thank you.